the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Abusuafo sesei ensem a abetodwa no Mahama torkornoo isaba maame no abetodwa se wasa akopiem e wo court biem na enne anopai no yenya lawyer adofo anje papa no oye mranimni na oche ye eye de nti a Mahama torkornoo o sister na wonsa ante ne ho ase se Mahama ene NDC for aye anam kuntuna se aye kolulu ade aye ne dia free Supreme Court Mahama no asa akopiem e wo court biem anje se na lawyers fo nyina e baake no se wo mo anti ase e kwan a mo fa so mo yi no o ma mfa emra kwan so na enye saa e na emra no e ka no Mahama no esa dia asem no akwakodan court ama anje se lawyer kwame adofo enso abekan su pi se yampa se Mahama no akopiem court na ensem a ode koye no no krato do ene di se Mahama no de ko nti no court ene bebua ni ebehunu yesane ensem ni nyina beko ade akoko wie ade Mahama no se ensem na Mahama no de aba no no kre saa na emra no eka no Mahama ane ni NDC amaniko no ene ni NDC lawyers ni NDC judges ajese wo mu esuro Mahama na wo mu ata Mahama chama yetima pam Mahama ne yaya abrakwa emra no enkan saa no se court no betimi adi asem in favor of Mahama torkornoo muminti lawyer kwame adofo abra odi nchechemu ni nyina emaye no
ni nyina so a odi aba court enyina ne se complaints ana omo meki en etiaro no na omo se yenyi na di as chief justice na committee etie no na committee ni si yenyi na di as chief justice na babie ni kwa omo recommendation no so eba a recommendation yenyi na di as chief justice as well as an ordinary justice of the Supreme Court. Inti warrant na president sign here edi na di as chief justice as well as an ordinary justice of the Supreme Court law. Enye papa is null and void. The reason here all kasa they say so person you need nedi as ordinary Supreme Court judge procedure so follow ni different and so person you need as a chief justice procedure ni different na procedure ya mo fa so no procedure ya fa so ni nedi as chief justice only and you the same procedure as say be fa so nedi as ordinary judge of the Supreme Court. And the announcement is a president unity from both officer president and then officer court signal warrant no sign now void. And he no.
Now, Wadaruma, Mamimre, Article 128 of the 1902 Constitution. Now, I had the composition and mode of exercise of power of judiciary. Now, Mekanya Jabia Ebebuan Kombi was said the Supreme Court shall consist of the Chief Justice and not less than 9 other justices of the Supreme Court. 2. The Supreme Court shall be duly constituted for its work, not less than 5 Supreme Court judges, except as otherwise provided in Article 133. Now, before no, as a person shall not be qualified for appointment as a justice of the Supreme Court unless he has high moral character, proven integrity, and is of not less than 15 years standing. Now, Bibisa say, see you Chief Justice are distinct from say ordinary justice now.
Well, Sadama America, but me, I don't agree with that position. India America say, I don't agree with that position. They say, what kind article ya kind? I'm say 128 now kind.
128 here.
What kind of requirement no? We a person of good character, fit and proper, and so on. In addition, you must have 15 years at least as a lawyer. What does it?
Mm-hmm.
Which means once you have 15 years, you can be appointed straight to the Supreme Court as a Chief Justice.
Straight. Every woman from Court of Appeal, High Court, no
Yes, you can be appointed straight as a Chief Justice. It is here.
Aye, Mammy Mawadi, Rollins time. Who's a Okofa, Yamame, I used to far Wafua Kufana. Or appointee will be straight from Legon to the Supreme Court. It is the 4 years. So.
Na Kolendi.
Kolendi.
He appointed straight as ordinary lawyer, straight to the Supreme Court.
Wow.
Nipa bebree why appointed straight to the Supreme Court. And the other nyanwa. And we and the nipa appointed straight to the Court of Appeal. And you say once you meet those requirements, that's over 15 years standing at the bar, you're a person of good higher moral conduct and so on. We can appoint you straight to the Supreme Court as a Chief Justice. And they say, that position here, I better hui. So, Mahama, with my appointee, with my snowball, all the other judges. My appointee will be straight from the bar to become a Chief Justice. The law allows you that. It is a appointed straight, that's obey Chief Justice. Automatically, we are part of the Supreme Court.
Me too, pa.
It is a Sakeo as Chief Justice. The Sakeo from the Supreme Court as well.
Yeah, per even the 128 now, which me. Miteo law.
Not visit your workers.
David, me say, and at said ye, a yatron war 128, you know.
Exactly. It's me appoint you straight to my Chief Justice here. Then what is stopping you being sacked straight as a Chief Justice? And therefore you are no longer a chief, what is it called? Supreme Court judge. And to make me feel say, but you see, if you look at the Chief Justice application or challenging the warrant itself, to me, President Ignacio, and what challenging. So for technical grounds, if it's a technical knockout, also it means everything is a nullity.
But then I say. I'm saying the problem. No, me read the idea. The problem with the committee set up. Say, well, committee. No, I'm saying, be powers of a lower court to be a. And he said, well, to me educate on a matter. A Chief Justice matter. And I'm okay.
You see, and I know, Kwame. Maybe to say, committee, almost standard as to what amounts to stated misconduct. You see, but that may not be what amount to stated misconduct.
The kahana mi bebu sase. Sa committee no one. One strength no one was strength of a high court. And now strength of what? Strength of
they don't have a strength of anything.
Oh,
their decision can even be quashed by the high court. And it's just an ordinary committee who just make recommendation. So if the high court finds that their recommendation is devoid of any the high court can quash it.
And then it is a committee no any bibia wa mremwa. I beka say okay committee when has the powers of a high court.
No.
Therefore be adjudicate this matter. It's deemed to be say a high court decision. When you be answer,
there be. Now even if this is where it's interesting. Even if they have the powers of high court, it doesn't make them a high court. People get confused. Say, electoral commission is equivalent to a court of appeal judge. That doesn't mean electoral commission is a high commission is a court of appeal judge.
my example, be a teacher ni And I'm a senior superintendent of in teaching. Sir, you can say, oh, come you oppose more and come you say. That doesn't make me a police officer.
Thank you. Aha, the same thing. Who don't have electoral commissioner? Then we have had various people occupying electoral commission positions. After for example. Yes, the position is equivalent to what? A court of appeal judge.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not a trained lawyer. It doesn't make him a court of appeal judge. But it is only in relation to the remuneration, the pay, the salary, the conditions. And they are equivalent to the court of appeal judge.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you are equivalent doesn't mean you are. And people who are without legal qualifications are also able to occupy those positions. So what is it, Kwame? Hello.
Aha.
And you were saying no. What about back to where committee no? Even if they are equivalent to a high court, it will not make them a high court. Their decisions will still be subject to being quashed by a high court. Now, let's say committee na I recommend this in you because of what you did amount to stated misconduct.
Misbehavior. Stated misbehavior no. Committee no. One terms of reference no. I can't remember.
That defined is not defined anywhere.
And if so, you can't put something on nothing.
Yes, it is stated misbehavior. No, material is what refer to ordinary dictionary.
How?
I don't think I some release or report here.
And by so stated misbehavior, a by some maybe or choba. No hear the way I know OCD no track on Tomado do Chief Justice in this who track on Tomaha when he made me a mistake.
And now say we no be kosia o get home. Oh, crash here.
And what did you panatem?
Thank you. So that amount to stated misbehavior. You see, that's how fallacious the whole system is. Total grand scheme. And it said there has to be a defined meaning of stated misbehavior. If you do this,
but so what can say? What all to quino? Then it's what they when A B C D and what do I call?
Now, how does that amount to stated misbehavior when all previous CJs have also that enjoy the same privileges? And in that time, we revoke all their retirement packages retrospectively. What is the American say?
Me too, pa council.
It's me who say, the Chief Justice is testing the technicality aspect. But the actual assembly, what is the meaning of stated misbehavior? Is it in the eyes of the committee or in the eyes of the law that existed? You see, you cannot be guilty of an offense which is not already stated as an offense. So for you to be charged and found guilty of an offense, that offense must have already been stated.
So what finance more, accounting more? Make sure 3,000. Make sure 3 no. And my 3 comma. And matro 00 another comma. Uba in a country prison a meaningless. It's undefined. And can we?
That's right. That's right.
And can be I said one some pointing. Now matro 3 my double inverted. Ever 3 no matro 000. Undefined and can be.
That's right. That's right. Kwame, we know I have a problem with committee no view. Eyes. In their eyes. This amount to stated misbehavior. I have a problem with that. So if the committee is prejudiced already, they'll crucify you and me. Because any suit of what amounts to stated misbehavior. Any baby judge. If anybody know what who say you are finished. What did the American say?
Me too, pa.
Aha, that is the problem, and I think the Honorable CJ should be going after them in their eyes. No, how can you say because in your eyes you see traveling with my daughter as certain misbehavior when there's no law saying that if I travel with my daughter it's a certain misbehavior?
Mm-hmm.
That is where they should be challenging it, because who want this no will be the better choir a misbehavior. Now no girlfriend to choir there. Are you okay? And you are using that to judge me because the whole view is different. Community expensive. Look, Kwame.
Yeah, no.
The way we are brought up. Say will be from different regions. I mean, who thinks differently?
Yes, exactly.
Depending on where you were raised and how you were brought up. What did American say?
Me too, pa.
Okay, me and as a lawyer, Abrafono could not understand why before we'll be grouping.
Nana, they okay, Krano. Article 1911 of the 1902 Constitution. 19 clause 11 was no person shall be convicted of a crime, a criminal offense, unless the offense is defined and the penalty for it is prescribed in the written law.
Thank you. On what basis? And as our committee reached a conclusion said the Mamani stated misbehavior. When you have traveled with your daughter and there's no such law pre-existing saying that if you travel with your daughter is an offense. Come on. This is the problem. And I'm an example. And Abdurrafo could not even understand why a group of people who group in front of a shop. But I was able to explain to them, say, before no, it's a group who didn't come okay.
Yeah, call.
If the police need bad workers, you move on and we have not committed any offense. The fact that we are grouping is something unique to our community.
Mm-hmm.
But because they don't do that thing, they were finding it difficult to understand. Mm-hmm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But because I was able to put my community view into perspective to explain it to the white people.
Mm-hmm. Papa, you idea we clear. And in any defined stated misbehavior as what and the penalties thereof.
Nowhere. No law. There's no law either in the criminal books, in the constitution, nowhere. So I hear say open resort to dictionary the definition. I didn't know I'm releasing report to you. I didn't know.
And related to even common law,
there's no law anywhere. It is a releasing report. How did they get their definition of stated misbehavior? How? Definition bad. It is somewhere and because I believe the chief judge should challenge even the actual findings. No one that said
Mekaisa chachuchi kata ebra ye dina semwa ye can say ye be court no kwa friends e professional court no fast track
court.
So say there's nowhere in a statutes no constitution ma ya twerɛ ba bi say fast track court.
That's right. What challenge ye?
Mekaipa.
What challenge ye? That's the misbehavior no. I'm confessing him. How not know? I'm hoping that the Chief Justice will challenge that. Is it the reason why I'm hoping she will do that? They say, or maybe so. Maybe Saba will be person the because if it's not defined as a stated misbehavior, how can you then reach a conclusion? Say, my name is Batu Kwaya, a stated behavior. Now, my name is girlfriend to Kwaya, are you okay?
me so no kra me kwa me ne me de kwa akoma ayi no wo mom hwe ho aye ho adwuma no wo maka asansen e de ama me
One crowd of the cattle say you are entitled to travel with A, B, C, or D.
Winim say omo shase no omo de ba ko bi ko ese maame no agi sika bi and was mpa cho me ko e kra me spend say dia kan nam de bae buboba no so omo de sa de no ba no omo tweye no san
Aye. The whole idea say nipa ka so be you a woman in gari grawa obey you. But that doesn't make it correct in law. So we as legal researchers or chasers, we should be chasing for the right thing to be done. And that is fine. Show us where you got the definition for stated misbehavior. And from what I'm hearing, they got it from the dictionary.